All right, so looking at things, it looks like things are going through pretty good, and so I will go ahead and get started here. Danny gets $7.50 per hour when she babysits. Draw a graph that represents the number of hours she babysits and the total amount of money she earns. So we're looking at money in hours, so hours down here because we don't, money doesn't cause hours to move, and then money will be over here. All right. So if she doesn't work anything, she gets nothing. If she works one, she gets 7.5. I don't really want to draw 7.5. I will, but it's just, yeah. 7.5 more is 15. 7.5 more right there. 7.5 more right there at 430. 7.5 more at 37.5. 7.5 more is 45. 7.5 more is 52.50. 7.5 more is 60. 7.5 more is 67.5. And 7.5 more is 75. So there is the graph of Danny's money earned per hour she babysits. It says choose a point. You can choose any point on the graph and ask two questions that can be answered by finding the coordinates of this point. So I will choose 8 and 60. So 8, 60. So what I can ask then is, how much money will Danny earn working 8 hours? Then we're going to ask, how many hours must Danny, Dani, work to earn $60? Match each equation to the graph. So if we look, we have y equals 3x plus 5. This graph needs to start at 5 on the y-intercept. This graph has a negative 7 y-intercept. And this graph has a negative 10 y-intercept, which means it's going to be pretty easy to figure out which graph is which. Because if we look, we want positive 5. Well, that's 4. That's not positive. That's positive, and that's up at 5. And there's only the 1, so this is indeed graph 3. Negative 7, well, that's not negative. This is negative, and that's negative 4, so that'd be negative 8 there. That's not negative 7. So I look here at negative 6, then negative 7 is right there. So this is graph 4. Then we have negative 10. So it's either this one or this one. Well, this one's the only one with a negative intercept, so that's a 2. And then we're going to write an equation for the graph that has no match. So if we look here, we've got a y-intercept of 4. We have a rate of change where we go down 4, so negative 4, and then we go over 2. So a unit rate on this, negative 4 divided by 2, is negative 2. So one way we could write this is we could go y equals 4 minus 2x, or probably more comfortable, y equals negative 2x for the rate of change, plus 4 for the y-intercept. And that's the first page.